Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Eternal Spring. I'm Paul Thrott, and as always, I am here with my wife, Stephanie. Hello.
Hello.
So, we've done some videos in the past about the reasons we really like Mexico, and we came up with 10 reasons. And we did a video why Mexico could be problematic for some and some of the downsides of Mexico. We feel that it balances out nicely in Mexico's favor, of course. And so, one of the things we wanted to do was look a little bit more closely at some of those categories that we felt were pros of Mexico. And as I was saying to Stephanie before we started, it is perhaps not coincidental that two of those items are in our top five are related. So number one, we had affordable. Mexico is very affordable compared to anywhere in the United States, but in particular to where we're from. And then we had as number three, the quality of the food and the drink. And so Stephanie went through some of our bills. She does all of our money, which is the only reason we're sitting here today. And thank you for doing that. And she found four categories of things that she wants to talk about with regards to how Mexico typically works out to be more affordable than the United States on kind of a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so I pulled some comparisons of things that a lot of people who move to Mexico or visit Mexico might need to spend money on.
Right.
So,
Right.
my first one is an Uber expense. And for Uber, I'm comparing about a 20-minute ride from the airport in Mexico City to our apartment in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
To a similar distance, we traveled to Seattle over the summer. So we took
Mm-hmm.
an Uber from, to and from the airport to a
Right.
hotel, comparable, about 20 minutes, a similar
Mm-hmm.
length of an Uber ride. Um, Uber fluctuates based on demand or whatever, so the numbers aren't exactly the same. But the two Mexico City trips, one cost $22.51, and then one cost $11.31. So
It's a big difference.
it's a
I
big
would,
difference. It's unusual to see such a big difference, but
and you're positive you have most of these things that as we go through today are before tip.
yeah,
And
I just put them all before tip just
yeah,
to simplify the
okay.
comparisons. Um,
I was surprised one of those was so high. So I
mhm,
think of the airport as being about a $10 to $12 ride typically. That
mhm.
might have been a particular condition. Maybe it was a super early in the morning thing. I tend to tip those guys extra anyway because oftentimes they'll handle the bags and everything, which isn't always necessary, but
Mhm.
they do. But anyway, so we'll call this 11 to $22.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
22 has got to be the highest we've ever paid in
I think
Mexico
so.
ever.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Um, Seattle, roughly the
Mm,
same trip. $68 one trip and $97 the other trip. So
yeah.
again, a big difference, not as big in terms of a percent as Mexico, but you're up to $70 to $100
Yeah.
for
Each way.
an Uber ride each way.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these are both to and from the airport.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Um, Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say it's a big difference. It's we don't travel a lot in the United States and need to take Ubers that much these days. But every once in a while, when it happens, it's always shocking how much Uber is because in Mexico City, most of the Ubers we take are somewhere between $3 and $6.
Hmm.
The airport is the expensive one, and then occasionally from IKEA it might be somewhere in the same category. But
Hmm.
geez, like
Yeah.
$100. It's nothing quite like a $100 Uber ride
Right.
before tip. I was
Yeah.
not trying to buy the
Exactly.
car.
Welcome to Seattle.
Yeah. Well, welcome to any major city in the United States,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Mhm. Um, so my next comparison is a casual dinner, like
Mm-hmm.
not a dinner out fancy, make a night of it kind of thing, but more of a you're out, you want to grab some food. This particular dinner is at El Tizoncito, which
Right.
is the place that created the al pastor taco. So it's a
Right.
casual place where you might order three, four, five tacos at a time. They're little,
Mm-hmm.
and they're out in front of you in a minute or two, real quick,
Oh,
quick and
he's
easy.
literally a minute or two. Yeah, she's not exaggerating. Right.
Yep. So this dinner, which was for three people and included 14 of those little tacos and then four agua frescas,
Oh, yep.
was
Yep.
$21.80.
14 tacos,
14 little
four
tacos, yeah.
big drinks.
Yes.
It was $21.80. So if it was just the two of us, it would probably be about 14. Oh, no, I'm
14.
sorry,
Yeah.
15 to $17
Yeah.
somewhere. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So to compare it, I picked Chipotle because it's kind of, I know it's more of a chain and,
Mm-hmm.
not a standalone place, but I figured you could a good kind of casual place you could compare to.
Yeah.
So 3 people at Chipotle, if we had a chicken bowl, barbacoa tacos, barbacoa burrito, and 4 argos frescas.
Mm-hmm.
No guacamole, by the way, just the straight meal, no add-ons.
Right. Right.
$42.56. So you're pretty much looking at like double
Right.
for the cost of a kind of a casual, you just
Yep.
want to stop and grab something.
And having eaten at both of those places multiple times, I can tell you that El Tizoncito is a much better meal.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, would be worth double.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's cost half.
Yes.
Okay. So category number three is just a dinner, like not
Yeah,
a
a
casual
nicer
dinner.
dinner,
Yeah.
weekend night, you want to go out, you
Couple of
want to
drinks.
have a couple drinks, have more of a sit down, not fancy, but, you
Mm-hmm.
know, nicer dinner restaurant experience.
Yep.
So one of the places near our apartment in Mexico City is called La Chicha.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place that we like quite a bit. We've been quite a few times. It's a good place for, cocktails, sandwiches, entrees, salads,
Just
uh,
drinks too.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So this dinner, 3 people, um, which was an arrachera meal, an arrachera sandwich, and an entree salad plus 3 cocktails, totaled $42.50.
Just to be
So
clear, what she just said, arrachera is skirt steak. So it's the meat that we use here in the United States in fajitas. They cook it as a steak, and it's wonderful. Which I get arrachera every place they have it. So in Mexico, so they do it perfectly. I've never not gotten a perfect arrachera.
yep.
So the total for 3 people was $42.50 before
Right.
tip. Okay.
Yep. Um, then dinner at Notch. Notch is a restaurant here in the Lehigh Valley that we like to go to on the weekends when we're home.
Right.
Nice place, similar vibe, I would say, to La Chicha. So for 3 people at Notch, if we had a duck entree, a ramen entree, a burger, and 3 cocktails, we would spend $110. So,
Yeah, more than double.
almost close to triple, approaching 3 times the
Oh,
cost
yeah.
for
Okay. Yeah.
the
Okay.
same meal.
It's this is a meaningful one to me because La Chicha is our favorite restaurant in our neighborhood in Roma Norte. Notch is pretty much our favorite restaurant now. That the trapdoor is basically closed, but I would say from a pricing perspective, Notch and Trapdoor are right in the same area and same level of good cocktails, inventive meals, really good food. These are not theoretical. This what she described is what we eat. So I always get the duck à l'orange with rice, and you've got ramen. Actually, last night, for example, Mark wasn't here last night, but Mark would get a burger.
Mark would get a burger.
Yeah, yeah. So over twice, and that's a big deal. I mean, this is we didn't. I don't remember what we did before the pandemic anymore, but during the pandemic, we started going to our favorite restaurants once a week to kind of help them out during a tough time, and this has kind of survived to some degree. Like we actually do go to Notch about once a week. So this is kind of our meal out, our one big meal out, and it's add in tip, we're in the $150 range. It's not inexpensive, but it's a high quality experience. But La Chicha, like you said, La Chicha is the trapdoor / Notch of our part of Roma Norte. Anyway, we haven't explored the whole area,
Right.
but yeah, it's amazing how much less expensive that is.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the last one, just as an example, I picked a cocktail, just the cost of a cocktail. And for this one, we had gone to Baltra, which is a bar in Condesa, and it's one of the top ranked bars in Latin America. Depending on the list you look at, it could be number 12, number 30.
Yeah,
number
could be
20,
number
but
5. Sometimes it's right up
but
there.
it's on all the lists of best cocktail bars, and the cocktails are really creative and interesting, and it's a cute little place. If you go, try to get there early because it fills up and it's tiny.
It is as small as my office. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a big, they have some outdoor seating, but it's not very big.
No. Um, but an old fashioned cocktail there, with I didn't pick one of their creative ones just because I
Hmm.
wanted to pick something you can get anywhere, is $7.50
Right.
in
Jesus Christ.
US. You
If you know
know?
anything about well, you'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's funny.
a similar cocktail at Notch, 12 to $14. You know, it's another one where we're looking at double the cost
Yeah,
almost.
and to be clear, the really creative, unique cocktails that are only at Notch are 14 at the most. Like that's where they max out. I mean, an
Mm-hmm.
old fashioned might be a little bit less. We're not 100% sure what that is,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, they're so not quite double, but almost double.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, I mean, once
Oh,
you're
then
on the
I'm sorry, but
ground,
we also have the similar cocktail at the place in Philadelphia.
yeah, I
Treated.
looked up the price of a old
Mm-hmm.
fashioned at Bank and Bourbon, which is a cocktail bar in Philadelphia, which was $14 there as well,
$14.
and that's more of a comparison, you know, a
Yeah.
big city bar compared to a big city Mexico City bar.
The interesting thing to me here is that this is only three examples of food and drink, but they are all about roughly double, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go from Mexico City. And by the way, Mexico City being the most expensive place in Mexico, this is the area we're in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is an expensive area for Mexico and for Mexico
Right.
City, for one thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Um, Double. And now it's very likely if you were elsewhere in Mexico, the difference would be even greater.
Mm-hmm.
The Uber thing is incredible. I mean, the average price there is about $85 per trip in the United States, in Seattle, for a 20-minute airport drive. And the average price, I mean, honestly, like I said, it's usually about $12. But if you just want to average those two, I mean, it's about $15 to $16. $85 to 50, whatever I said, $12 to $15 is a ginormous difference. Like
Yeah.
that's
Right.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that you would. I don't know. I do know you wouldn't save any by getting a cab. You could save
No,
a lot
by
by
taking the metro.
taking the metro in Mexico City. If 25 cents will get you anywhere, but you have to lug your bags up and downstairs and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So,
Right. Yep.
all right. So that's not comprehensive, but it's, the kind of the day-to-day things that we run into. That, we go to eat, we drink cocktails, we use Uber to get around for sure. I did have somebody asked us in the comments on one of the videos, or maybe it was on Instagram, but someone said, do you just eat out every single day? And yeah, in Mexico City we do. We don't live there, right? So we're visiting. So yeah, we have a fridge and everything, but to stock a fridge effectively enough that you're not going to ruin food because you don't go through it is difficult to impossible. So we do have some food at home, of course, but for the most part, for now, we're eating out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's significantly less expensive than it is here in the United States for us,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and it's definitely a place, if you're planning a big city trip and you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking, maybe you're thinking of some of the big
Mm-hmm.
European cities and you're thinking, Mexico City, you're not going to save a ton on your flight probably, but once
Right.
you get there, you're going to spend a lot
Mm-hmm.
less money
That's right.
just eating and drinking and doing things,
And
tourist activities.
we could have saved even more money on the casual dinner. If you're not afraid of eating street food, for example,
Mm-hmm.
you can get incredible amounts of food for next to nothing. And we're talking tacos that are 50 cents a piece in some cases. Although it looks like we kind of pay 50 cents a piece for the ones at Tizoncito. Well, anyhow, it's a lot less expensive in Mexico, and it's not the only reason, but it is one of the reasons that it made sense for us. And I think it makes sense, for a lot of people, whether you're visiting or trying to spend some kind of long amount of time renting or whatever it is, long-term rentals, Airbnb, whatever, or if like us, you feel like you might want to stay there a lot more and buy a place, so there are definitely savings to be had.
Yep.
Well, that will wrap this one up, and we will see you soon with another video. Thanks for watching.